If you want this trick to work for you and you want to stop negative thinking, the first thing I would suggest is make up in your mind, like set the intention that you're going to think positively or optimistically or even rationally, just anything but negative. And I'm not saying set the intention to stop thinking negatively because now you're focused on what you don't want, right? So I want you to focus on what you do want, which is to think positively, to think optimistically, or rationally, or if you have no choice at all, to just not think at all. Anything but negative. So once you set that intention that you're gonna think positively, you're gonna think optimistically, here's this simple trick to stop your negative thinking in its tracks. And it's just to pause. Because here's the thing. When you pause, you give yourself a choice. When you don't pause, then you just automatically choose the easiest option. And for most of us, thinking negatively is easy to do. So what probably happens to you is this minute you feel something negative inside of you or something negative happens, you don't pause, do you? You just immediately jump to the negative thinking. And then that and then you just get deeper and deeper into the rabbit hole of negative thoughts because you did not give yourself a choice to pick what you wanted. It was almost like the choice is made for you. You had no other option. You were just going to be negative, right? Well, the pause takes all that away and it gives you a choice to choose to be negative or positive, to think negative or think positive. That's the power of a pause. And I'm telling you, it is so freaking effective. Here's an example. I was at work one day. I worked at some department just folding clothes. It was a boring job, but I was at work and lunch came up, so I was going down to get my lunch, warm it up, and eat it. So the day before, I made this bussin' stir fry with my friend, my roommate, and I was ready to eat that mess. Like you don't even know. I went to bed thinking about that food because it was just so good. I'm like, I'm about to eat good. And so I warmed the food up, take it out of the microwave. I walk over to the table, and I don't know how, but the food just slipped out of my hand and hit the floor. And I just watched all the food. Well, not all of it, but like half of my food just spill out on the floor, wasted. I couldn't even eat it. And in that moment, I could have easily been like, bro, I can't believe it. Why is the world against me? Like I could have gone ham, and I felt that bubbling inside of me to do it, right? But because I set the intention that I want to think positively, optimistically, that it came to my consciousness where I was like, wait, this is a moment where you can kind of turn this into a positive spin. And so that helped me take that pause. See, the attention brings it to your consciousness when you're having a negative thought or when you're about to experience some negative thoughts, right? When you're about to think some negative thoughts. That intention makes you more aware of when those moments happen. So now you're going to be more conscious of it. And once you become more aware of like, oh wait, negativity is coming, now you can pause. Now you can pause. And so I paused. And I just looked at the food. And I was like, okay, well, how can I make this a positive spin? How can I be optimistic about this? The food that I wanted so bad is now on the floor. I'm gonna, like, this just sucks. So, how can I make it better? And I thought, because, positive thinking is not easy, it's not habitual. If you haven't practiced it, it's not gonna come at the snap of a, finger. Like most of us think. We think that once we say we're gonna think positively, then the positivity is just gonna flow effortlessly. No, you gotta think about this, bro. You gotta think about it. And so I was thinking, and I looked at the food, and I was just like, I just felt laughing. I was like, dang, I really dropped that. Like, I was like, well, thank goodness I have more at home. Like, cause that would have sucked if I didn't have more at home. But I have more at home. And you know what? At least I still have half the food in there, and I'll eat that. It's not the end of the world. I'll just go back home and I won't even think about this in like 10 minutes. And so now I'm thinking these thoughts that stop me from going down the spiral of, bro, I can't believe this. This sucks, man. What is that? Like it stopped me. And I was able to find humor in the moment and then remember that, I had more at home. And I still had some in there that I could eat that didn't hit the floor, that was still in the bowl. And just thinking that helped me just kick that negative thought, the negative spiral I was going to fall into away. That pause. Now, what if you are already in that negative thinking? What if you already delving into it? You didn't pause in the beginning, and how you just stuck thinking all these bad thoughts. Well, you can still pause. My point case, my mom asked me to fold her towels. And I don't know what it is about parents, but it's just like they just know how to grind, push your buttons. And I don't know why. Like, so she asked me to fold her towels, and then immediately I got to thinking, fold your towels? You were literally sitting right by your towels for a whole hour. But you're telling me to fold? It's not even my towels. Like, literally in my mind, I'm thinking all that. I'm going off. And so I felt that in my like my demeanor, like I got this attitude, I got tense. I'm like, because why? Why? But then I realized I was thinking negatively because I set that intention that I want to think positively, optimistically, or at the very least rationally. And if none of that, then at least not think at all. And so that intention slowly came back to my consciousness and it reminded me that I'm in a negative thought pattern right now. I'm thinking negatively. And so the only way I was able to get out of that was to tell myself, pause. And that's literally what I did. I paused. I thought, okay, how can I change this around? Because right now I'm making a choice to be negative. How can I change that around? And that's the power of a pause because it gives you the ability to see the choice you're making. And it helps you pick another choice. And so for me, I was like, okay, well, honestly, I can't really put a positive spin on this because at the end of the day, it's not my towels and I don't want to fold it. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm just not going to think. I'm just going to do it and then move on with my day. Just like that. So even if you can't think positively, you can just think nothing at all. And if we were, it's easier to do that when you know how to meditate because you practice stilling your thoughts. So if you don't really know how to stop thinking, then this is kind of gonna go over your head. But if you have, then it's easier to just not think at all. And that's what I did. I just didn't think, and I did it. And it took like 2 minutes to fold the clothes, to fold the towels, and then put it up. Probably less than, probably just a minute to fold the towels and then put them up. And then I just moved on with my day and forgot about it. You have a choice to think either positively or negatively. If you don't give yourself that choice by pausing, you're automatically going to choose the easiest option, which is to think negatively. So the simplest trick I can give you to eliminate any negative thought, whether you're just beginning or you're in the midst of it and you like thick into negative thinking, is to just pause. And to help yourself pause, set the intention that you're going to think positively, optimistically, rationally, or if all else fails, you're not going to think at all. And you're going to carry on with your day. That's the simplest trick I can give you to eliminate negative thinking, to just stop it in its tracks. So hopefully that helps you out, and I will see you later.